About a year ago, I made a video on making some router bowls. Since that time, I've realized that I should probably give a little bit more detail on what I did and why I did it that way. So that's what this video is all about. This video is not sponsored by anybody. All the tools that I mention in here I purchased with my own money after researching brands and methods of purchasing. And another thing is that I use a template on this video that I made myself. It's not that great of a template because I made it myself, but you can purchase templates for router bowls. The first tool you're going to need is a plunger router. You can pull this off with a standard router, but plunge router is going to make this a lot easier. You're also going to need a bowl and tray bit. This bit is basically a bearing on a standard bit, but it has rounded corners on it. Mine is a 1/2 inch shank. Problem is, notice this isn't a very long shank bit. So what you're going to also need is a cullet extension bit. And this bit fits into the cullet of your router and then creates a new cullet that gives an extension. I will show that in a moment. See, when the bit is just installed on and the router is completely plunged, you don't get very much depth, and that's not going to be much of a bowl. So this is why we add in the cullet extension. With the cullet extension installed, the bit is just about the same depth when it's not plunged, and plunged you have a lot more depth. This is roughly 3.5 inches. Another tool you're going to need is some sort of drill. You can do this with a hand drill and a Forstner bit, but a drill press will make your life a lot easier. When drilling out and hogging out your pattern, you're going to want to use the largest Forstner bit you can find that will fit the holes you're hogging out. And what you're also going to do is you're not going to drill down to your full depth. And the reason is because the bottom of the Forstner bit leaves a little divot. You want to leave some space for you to route out and smooth the bottom. This is an example of what the Forstner bit does to the bottom of your board. So you're going to want to leave just enough meat that you can round it off so that it'll be completely smooth later. When designing your template, if you're going to choose to design your own, you need to consider the size of your router bit and your bearing. You don't want any corners that are going to be larger or tighter than the bearing, because if they are, you're not going to be able to fit into it. So you've got to consider that on the entire project. Of course, if you purchase router templates, then those are resolved for you. Now, this particular template is the Santa hat that I tried making. It didn't come out looking a lot like a Santa hat, but I still think it came out enough that it was okay. On the first pass, you're going to use a template. On subsequent passes, you can remove the template and use the now smooth edges that you made on the first pass. Another part you're going to need is some sort of extension for your base for your router. Notice my router will fit entirely inside the center of this Santa hat. So that's not going to work out at all as it is. In my video, I made an extended base, as you can see here. The base needs to be wide enough that you have 2 points of contact when you're at the extreme ends of your router, as you can see here. I hope this video has helped you and given the answers that you needed to be able to make your own router bowls. Making router bowls is a lot of fun, and I'll be doing more of them in the future. I don't know if I'm going to video them, but I will definitely be making more. Feel free to comment on this video and let me know if you have any further questions. I'm more than happy to answer your questions, and even though I am not the de facto expert on this stuff, I've learned a couple things about this through my process of doing them. I do read all my comments and respond to most of them. Thank you very much. Finally, just remember, after every woodworking project, you should always count your fingers. You end with 10, good job.
Ring the bell.